I can do whatever I want with this. I can add text so that I can kind of fill stuff in here. No, that's 4th edition. Something else cool that you can do. Let's say that you had gone through the trouble of picking some fancy foreground color, but you forgot to select it before you started taking the text. You can actually just drag these down and drop it. Or you can select from there and pick the color you want. So yeah, modify PDFs, something you can do with GIMP. It has saved me on several occasions. Something else you can do with GIMP is you can create animated images, like GIF images. Do you guys call them GIFs?
I've always called them GIFs.
Yeah.
I say GIF.
They're interchangeable.
I think they're
Well, the G stands for grab it.
Okay, so to create an animated GIF image, basically the way that it works is GIMP will take each layer as a separate frame. So I'm going to draw a couple of eyes onto this background layer, and then I'm going to mark it so opacity down to 50%, and I'm going to duplicate it like 8 times. I'm going to go to the very first layer, and I'm going to draw, I'm going to actually hide everything else so I can see what's going on. Turn off the visibility of the other layers so that I'm just looking at the bottom layer. And I'm going to draw Foreground. This is sad. I'm going to go to my next layer, and I'm going to make it brown. I'm going to make him brown a little bit less after I turn it on so I can actually see it. Now if you're wondering why I set the opacity to 50% before I started duplicating, you can probably see why now. It's easier for me to see the last frame before I start modifying the next one. So I'm like halfway through my image. You should probably start smiling by now. Maybe you can cut again by the time we're done. And there he is. Now I'm going to mark the opacity all the way up on each of them. And I'm going to hit File, Save As, save it somewhere as a GIF. And it's going to ask me right away, hey, you're saving this image as a GIF. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to flatten the layers down, or do you want to save it as an animation? I want to save it as an animation. Thank you for asking. And it's going to ask me a couple questions like, do you want it to just show on once and stop, or loop forever? We'll loop forever, I don't really care. And we'll pause for a tenth of a second between each frame. And that all looks good. So now if I browse to the folder where I saved that, and I find that image and I open it, it's animated, all right. We made it animated. You guys didn't clap for the stroller picture with the ugly sweater, but you're going to clap for the crappy smiley?
It's the animation.
It's movies.
We're easily entertained.
All right. There's a lot of filters. I want to show you guys the seamless filter. There's tons of filters to do tons of stuff. I mean, you can make it look like you actually know what you're doing with filters. Just to kind of demonstrate, I'm going to open this banana picture.
Banana, no.
Stop it. And I'm going to go to filters, and I'm going to find something artsy, and I'm going to make it look kind of cool. Let's see what this does. Oh, that made it look like somebody did it on a canvas. That's neat. We'll do something else. That's not that cool.
That one's fun.
How's that? That looks pretty good. So there's all kinds of filters there, and there's tons of plugins online that people write, and tons of scripts too. So there's a whole world of things that you can do that I didn't even touch upon in this demonstration. I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to. If you guys have any questions, or if you would like to see anything, I'm nervous to ask you to challenge me, but challenge me to try to do something that maybe we can do.
Lightning top poster.
Okay, can you elaborate? What would you like to see?
Well, it should be lightning on it.
Okay, lightning.
There should be something talking, I think.
You want me to freehand this lightning, or do you want to steal an image?
Lightning is not really crafting.
It should also be.
I think you just said steal it from me.
Should also be animated, a lightning bolt.
Okay.
It's a really awkward poster.
Well,
So-
yeah, we do intend to make a
That's
poster.
gonna be the next.
I'm gonna go to Google Images and I'm gonna search for lightning and I'm gonna pick clip art. And wow, look at this. There's some good stuff in here.
Right.
Oh, we just need to buy,
The second row, second from the left.
well, the iPad.
That really says.
Every place you want to show, put the iPad there.
Hey, can we get a Harry Potter lightning bolt?
That has watermark on it. How can you deal with that?
Wait a minute.
Actually, I kind of like this idea. I'm gonna take this image.
Could you potentially draw the lightning bolt using does it have a path tool, like a vector tool?
Yeah, there is a path tool, but to be honest, I'm pretty crappy with it. And the path tool really is not for vector graphics, it's for Bezier curves. It's for what? Bezier curves.
You could give him Gene Simmons' tongue and then transcribe the lightning bolt from his forehead onto his tongue.
Are we trying to get people to come to this?
Thank you. That was my idea. Just so everybody knows.
I'll steal it.
And my name is Michael Baker.
Damn it.
Language.
Oh, sorry.
Is this going on the internet?
Okay, let's get a good picture of his tongue. This might be one. That's not a very good one. Yeah, this guy is serious. I just saved that on my desktop, that's okay. By the way, the default file format for GIMP is XCF. It's capable of modifying pretty much anything you throw at it, including Photoshop files, PSD, and it can save to all of those different formats as well.
I guess I should ask then, if the path tool is not for vector, does it have vector graphic
You
capabilities?
can import vector graphics.
You can't produce them.
Right, so what it will do when you import a vector image, it'll ask you for an approximate size, it'll ask you for the size that it should render, and it will render that as a raster image, and then you can modify it.
What is import? Just SVG?
SVG probably, you know, I'm not sure, I'm not even sure of other vector graphics format, so, I'm sorry. I told you I'm not a graphic designer. Yeah, I played. All right, let's find Gene Simmons. Where did he go? Oh, he's right there. First, I'm going to get rid of everything around it, just real quick. Off channel. I am already in love with this idea. All right, zoom and magic wand tool. Let's see if I can get rid of. Actually, his tongue is pretty much one color, so let's just try to get it. And all right, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to grow my selection a little bit. Too much. How much did I do? Two, I'll do one. I'm going to invert my selection, and I'm going to delete everything around it.
Whoa, 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 what happened to output? Don't
Mask it?
destroy your
You want me to
original
mask it?
imagery. Wasn't that how we got that alpha channel? The advanced technique that you thought we needed to learn?
I'm gonna move it in place there. I'm gonna hide it. So now I'm gonna select his upper lip so that I can mask that portion of the tongue. Is that the word you're looking for?
Yeah. Alpha mask, something like that.
I remember putting a lightning bolt on his tongue.
You want a lightning bolt on his tongue? We can probably make that happen.
Just kidding.
Making sure I have a nice big area selected.
Has a lion nose.
And I'm going to switch back. And it's faster. Oh my God. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to rotate his tongue a little bit so it's kind of more in line because his head's kind of cockeyed. So we're going to.
When you rotate it, would it rotate the mask layer as well?
Yes. That's good. I like that. I didn't do a very good job cutting that. It was not in my view when I did it. New layer. I lost my selection. All right, now I'm going to do something. I'm going to use the Smudge Tool just so you can kind of see it. Basically what the Smudge Tool is imagine that this is all wet paint, right, and I can smudge it in. It's a little bit much. So this can be a handy tool if you've got someone who maybe is a little meatier than you want them to be and you want to shape their waist a little bit. You can use the Smudge Tool to smudge their gut. That's looking pretty ridiculous.
Where's the lightning bolt?
What do you want on his tongue?
Yeah, because it's a lightning box.
And then after you put that on his tongue, could we put Bowser where the lightning bolt is currently?
Yeah. So I'm going to I'm going to try to use another tool that you guys haven't seen yet. This is the Foreground Select tool. And the idea of this tool is it's supposed to make it easier to select things that are not in the background. The way that you use it, you click on the Foreground Select tool, you draw an approximate loop around what you're trying to grab. You don't have to be too careful. Let me close it. Fail. Try again. Okay, so the area that's in blue is the area that won't be selected, actually. And the area in white is the area that will be selected. So I've got this little paintbrush here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the area that I want, and it's going to do some crazy math in the background, some algorithm, I don't remember what they're called, but it's going to basically try to find just the things that are in the foreground according to what I've told it is in the foreground. And it didn't work very well. Oh, actually, that's already selected, so I need to tell it more clearly what's in the background. So I'm holding control. You'll notice now I'm painting with white because I'm holding control. I'm telling it, hey, this stuff that I'm coloring, this stuff's actually in the background, and I don't want it to be part of my selection. So you can see there it got a little bit tighter, and I can keep working with it until I get it in. This really works best with foreground and background images that have a sharp contrast. It's not going to work very well for me. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to trace this because I think that will be much easier. I'm gonna pick my paintbrush.